What secret could ruin your life? Serious replies only.
What secret could ruin my life? I secretly take off my hijab. On social media I wear the hijab. In front of all my parents, other family, most of my friends, I wear a hijab. Here's my story. When I graduated 2 years ago I decided to look for a job and I wasn't able to land anything. I came up with the idea to start interviewing without wearing one, and once I get an offer I'd start wearing it again. I ended up getting 2 great job offers, which made me really sad that my theory of taking it off and easily finding a job was true. I took one and haven't worn it to work at all. I don't know what happened in the mix of things. I guess I started to like the attention men gave me, and I actually felt like I belonged normal with my peers. It was a feeling I've never felt. Everyone started treating me different, as if I was worth speaking to. I don't get weird looks anymore, I don't get asked weird questions. I'm too afraid to tell my parents about it because of disappointment, and I'm even more afraid of the Muslim community finding out. Bullying and talking shit happens a lot to girls who take it off. I wear it to family functions, and when I'm at a place where I know I can run into someone I know. So yes, in essence I guess I am living a double life. Say what you want, I'm okay for now living like this. I keep changing my mind on what I permanently want to do.
Speaking personally, I think part of the reason you see that difference is that some people are intimidated by hijabs. There's been several women I've found attractive but never felt comfortable approaching or talking to because I felt I would have also needed to be Muslim to approach, or non-romantically, some I was hesitant to approach to befriend or work with because of the same thought of an expectation. I suppose it can be a subconscious symbol of cultural division that affect how people think or act.
Some guy convinced naive 15-year-old me to send nudes and then used it against me for 6 months. He found me on Facebook and threatened to send them to my friends list if I didn't do whatever he asked me to. He would make me get online whenever he asked and have me masturbate for him. He even tried to get me to meet up with him in person. I got really lucky when his profiles just disappeared one day, and I took that opportunity to delete every social media account I had. I haven't gone back since and I never will. It really fucked me up for a while, but I don't really have anyone to blame but myself. It's been 6 years since and I still haven't told anyone I know this story. Edit. For those of you asking why I didn't go to the police, I'm a South Asian female with a very conservative family. I didn't see telling my family about what happened as an option at the time, and I still don't. I just wanted this whole situation to go away ASAP. Edit 2. I just wanted to thank everyone for the support. This secret has been something I've kept to myself for 6 years, and it really means a lot that you all have been so kind to me. I didn't expect for my post to get this much attention, but I'll try to respond as much I can between classes.
Don't really have anyone to blame but yourself? Yes, you do. You blame the fricking creep who blackmailed and threatened a 15-year-old, taking advantage of the naivety and impulse decision-making that teenagers are literally known for and incapable of overcoming until their brain chemistry settles down. Not your fault. Yet, this is 100% right. Frick that pedophile, this girl was not at fault. I get paid a 6-figure salary for a standard 40-hour-a-week corporate job for a massive well-known company. In a given week I do maybe an hour of actual work, the rest of the time I am on Reddit or YouTube slacking off. I thought when I got this job that eventually someone would figure out I don't do anything all day, but here I am 14 years later still doing frick all, and getting paid a lot for it. Welcome to ITA? Sounds a lot like my job. I would rather be super busy all the time. My wife and I have been talking and it's stupid tough to leave this job. I'm bored off my ass and want something challenging, about a few weeks every month I get that, but the downtime kills me. However, for the money, I'll never find a gig that pays so well and is this easy. My boss and employer are great. The money is great. But being bored sucks.
Buy stocks or learn a language.
My cousin raped me several times. My grandmother passed away yesterday, and my father is making funeral arrangements and needs me there with him. I'm panicked because I need to be with my father, but that same cousin will be there. He will try again. I don't know what to do. I know it's easy to say don't be left alone with him, but who knows what he will pull to do it. He's insane. He's a bodybuilder. I'm a 5'1" female. This is causing a serious strain on my mental health. In less than 24 hours, I've pretty much shut down completely. I called out of work because I cannot handle being around people. Edit. I did not expect this kind of response. Thank you to everyone who has encouraged me to tell someone, and frick you to the one person that thinks it's super easy to do so. I'm 30. This started when I was 14. I spent summers with the family, and he always found a way to trap me. I would pretend that I was asleep, and I would tense up, but he'd do everything in his power, including, not limited to, using other objects to hurt me. My father and I weren't close for many years. We've only come back into each other's lives since my mom passed away about 4 years ago. It's not exactly the easiest thing to come clean about, especially since it's his sister's son. This is upstate New York.
Tell your dad what happened. Or if that's too hard, at the very least tell him your cousin has done unspeakable stuff to you, and you can't be around him. Your cousin deserves to be punished, and you're the one with the power to make him face his crimes. Good luck, OP, we're rooting for you. Tell your dad. Don't feel obligated to go to the funeral. If you have to go, bring a couple of friends and stick together. What the frick is wrong with you people? This person is being raped and they're just to tell their dad? Frick that? Go to the police. Rape is rape. Family or not. My whole professional life is built on a lie, and it's about ready to come down. When I was 22, I was in a bad way. Halfway through my bachelor's degree, but with a building addiction to opiates and some mental health issues. Summer of that year I was in a bad car accident. In addition to broken bones throughout my body, my head went through the window, and my face received severe lacerations that required hundreds of stitches to close and left me looking very rough. As tough as that was to deal with, I also now know that I sustained a traumatic brain injury that left me very confused, angry, and overwhelmed by life in general. I wanted to keep up appearances, so after taking 3 months off to recover, I tried to go back to school. Within the first week I knew I couldn't handle it. Too many questions about what happened, too much anxiety, and I had lost pretty much all my coping skills. When I got overwhelmed, which happened often, I would feel sick and scared and literally forget where I was and what I was doing. It was frightening and embarrassing, especially for someone like me who had always had high expectations placed on my shoulders by those around me. I had lost pretty much all my friends at this point, and in my mental state, I thought that those who remained would abandon me if they knew how much I was struggling. So, I told everyone that it was going great. Every day I leave the house for 6 hours and drive. Sometimes I would stop in a parking lot, sometimes I would just keep driving all day. I would find cheap used textbooks at college bookstores so that I could bring them home and study. I created elaborate lies about my classes and my professors in order to have stories to tell when people ask how it was going. I kept telling myself that I was just doing this until my brain worked again, and that next quarter I would go back for real when I could actually handle it. Problem is, things just kept getting worse, and as time went on I became less able to get back on track. This went on for 2.5 years until I was supposed to be graduating. So, I lied about that too. I forged transcripts and came up with stories of why I didn't want to work in the field of my degree and hoped to move past it. I got a labor job and slowly found things working themselves out as my brain chemistry improved and steady work kept me from completely destroying myself. Eventually I had to move. For the first time in over a decade, I was finally free of my opiate addiction and starting to feel part of the world again, but I was still carrying the lie of my college degree. I volunteered in some places related to that field, and they really liked me. They liked me so much, in fact, that they hired me on an emergency basis, no transcripts required, and I've worked there ever since. Now, 3 years into my sobriety and seemingly a lifetime removed from the pain of those years, they want to promote me to a career-level job that I would absolutely love. I'm so good at what I do and it brings me so much joy, but this promotion would come with scrutiny and background checks that I know I can't stand up to. When I was so depressed, I honestly didn't think I'd even live this long, so while I knew that my lies could create this situation, I never prepared for it. Worse than losing this job would be having everyone around me find out what happened, so I am at a point now where I have to quit what I love because they like me too much. I plan to go back to school for real, and I think I'll do well, but the shame and regret of this situation is something I don't think I'll ever shake. I would get some legal advice, to be honest. It's cheaper than quitting. If you stated it on your CV application that you had a degree, you're exposed legally, and a charge might stick and prevent future employment, as they can take action against you if they find out you falsely stated to have a qualification. But if they never asked and you never told, get started on finishing your degree while you work this job, tell them you're part way through. With or without promption, you'll have it when you're ready to apply for the next one. Source: I've never lied about having a degree, but I'm 39 and still completing my bachelor's, so I can make peace with it.
This is the best advice so far. Don't go to HR or whatever and confess. It would probably end badly, and most people at your job will find out. Try to see where you stand legally. And if you decide to leave, you can get a good recommendation from them. But if you confess and they don't like it, it would be hard to explain your new employer why you left your last company. Coming out clean is not always the best decision, especially at work.
A while back, I was cheating on my wife with a coworker. It went on for months, and I never really cared for the woman I was cheating with. She was super hot, though. After a while, my coworker started getting really crazy and threatening to tell my wife, whom I had a child with and a baby on the way, about everything. Obviously, I kept trying to cut things off because I realized I was making a mistake. She lost it one night and was freaking out and texting me telling me she was going to come to my house and a drunk driver hit her. She died instantly. No one knows I was having an affair, and my family went to her funeral. Edit. Oh man, sorry Reddit for answering the question honestly. Next time I'll remember to keep this to myself. Also thanks for the gold. Edit. Shout out to all the people who think I should have died instead and are encouraging me to go ahead and tell the one secret that would ruin my life.
I feel bad for your wife.
Like, comment, and share. Reddit Story Topper. Subscribe now.